Welcome back all. Yes, today finds me a far cry away from the sunshine of the Philippines of the last video. And as I said then, I was going to be somewhere chillier and on another ship. Well, as you can see from the footage I've already put up, yes, I am in Norway. The ship I'm on, well, it's P&O's Aurora that I was on about 4 weeks ago. So you need no introduction to the ship. Today we're in Haugesund. This is where I joined the ship. Tomorrow we're in Olden. Then there are two other ports that I've never been in before that we're calling in, and their name escapes me at the moment. When I remember, I'll tell you. And it's a couple of sea days, and then I leave in Ålesund and fly home. My fellow guest entertainers, I haven't met them yet, but I know both of them. One, Joanna, who is a violinist who I worked with, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, haven't seen her since. And then Dean, who is a Freddie Mercury tribute. I'm sure over the course of this little video, you'll be introduced to them. Some of the ports that we are arriving at, for instance, tomorrow, Olden, I have covered extensively on a number of times, so I'll do very little filming there. But anyway, just to let you know, if you want to see how I get on in Norway on Aurora, you know what to do. Keep watching. Just before I forget, those two ports are Molde, M-O-L-D-E, and Bodo. I've never been in either of the two of them, and I'm sure you're looking forward to coming with me. Well, good morning from our first port of call, which is Olden. When I say our, I mean you and me. The passengers have been on from Southampton. And you've already seen some of the dramatic scenery that is part of Olden. The sun has come out, so it's not freezing, but I have a secret weapon. Do you see this gilet here? It's from Ride Iron, which is a motorcycle company, and it's actually heated. So what you do is you have a power bank with you, okay, a little power bank, and then you attach your jacket to the power bank, and that's it, switched on. There's two levels, hot and very hot, and I shall now, where's my microphone? Hit the button. And there we go. I'll be toasty. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. Let's go ashore. Well, I've now come ashore. I'm just checking I have my microphone on, because sometimes I record things and I don't have the microphone on. And then I either have to dump it or do it again. You heard me talking about two fellow guest entertainers. This is the first one. Introduce yourself, my dear.
My name is Joanna Marie.
And Joanna is all the way from Poland.
And I'm violinist.
A virtuoso violinist, isn't that correct? But your violin's slightly different, if I'm correct.
Oh yeah,
it's not a wooden one.
They are acrylic. They are red. You haven't seen them. You've seen the previous one, the see-through white ones.
Yeah.
No, I've got red ones, like a devil.
Now, Joanna and I both are performing tonight in two separate venues, but I have time to go and catch Joanna's show. And if you allow me to video,
of course.
5 seconds.
Of course,
that's
please.
all.
Yes.
Because now that you've talked about your violin, they're all wanting to see this violin. So I'll do about five seconds, because if it's any longer than that, people say, why do you only do it short? 2 reasons. I don't want to give away your show. And the second reason is YouTube doesn't like music. They'll strike me. You see, if they recognise the tune, haven't a hope.
Okay.
But that's great. I just bumped. Joanna has been up since, I don't know, 6 o'clock this morning. She's on her way back to the ship. I'm just heading.
Yes, I'm back.
We
are changing shifts.
I am loving your
Norwegian sweater. Yeah, we are in Norway, in Olden. That's why.
And it's absolutely
in honor to this beautiful place.
What have you done today ashore? What did you do?
Shopping. Some necessary things.
Did you go down to the supermarket
you
that's
have
away
to go-
down there?
yeah.
Yeah. You and I have probably been in Olden that often. We know it as well as the locals.
We know.
So we know when we're getting on.
Yeah.
Oh, I know where I'm going. Have you ever been down to the glacier? Have you seen the glacier? I'm sure you have.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I have too. So sorry, dear
Amazing.
people, I'm not taking you today to see the glacier.
No time.
I might do that some other time for you. Yeah, let's leave that to the future. Tell you what, if I'm ever back in Olden, I'll take you to the glacier. Okay. Right, you do what you do. I'm doing what I do. What time's your sound check?
4 o'clock.
Yeah, mine's 4:30. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll see you later on. I'll see you at your show, and maybe after the show we'll go for a little libation.
Let's do it. Definitely.
Okay. Joanne.
Nice to meet you all.
Yeah. I'm so delighted that I bumped into Joanna there, just randomly, and was able to bring her on. And you can see she is a lovely, lovely person. And I promise I'll show you some of her show tonight. Okay, I've now come ashore. As you can see, there's Aurora behind me in all her glory. And I'm going to head on into, well, I was saying into town. There's probably about 600 people live here. I don't know exactly how many people live here. So don't be taking that for granted, but I know at this stage there are more visitors than locals. Come on. If you ever come to Olden on a ship, and maybe some of you are planning a Norwegian fjords cruise, there are plenty of things to do when you get here. For instance, there is a shuttle bus that runs, it's about a 5-minute run into the skylift cable car thing. You can go up and have a wonderful view. Or you can go on the open top bus and pick up the glacier. I've done both in the past, which is why I'm not doing them today. But I promise you, the next time I come back, I will take you to some of those places. Now, I did say I wasn't going to do very much filming here because I was here last year in Queen Anne. If you can look back, Queen Anne in Norway, you'll get loads of Olden. But it is just, the scenery is breathtaking, so I'll show you a little bit more of that. And after that, unless it's something really, really interesting, you'll see no more of me in Olden. But I will bring you to the theatre, only briefly, because again, about 4 weeks ago we were in the theatre doing a sound check. But this is just stunning here that I'm going to show you. I really love this place. I really do. Okay, take a look at this and enjoy the majesty of nature. Isn't that just magnificent? Now, there are two little churches here that I always go and visit. And again, I'll be doing that. I'm not going to look back to the the Queen Anne in Norway, and you can see those churches and indeed inside them. Okay, I'm going to relax and enjoy the rest of the time in Olden here without running about with a camera and talking. See you back on the ship. Now it's all about picking your time when to go back to the ship. As you can see, everybody's heading back at this stage. Some of the trips have arrived back. Now, I don't like the really big ships. Can you imagine 5,000 people having to get on and having to get off? Nightmare. This is okay, because I'm not heading back right this second. I'm just enjoying the sunshine, and I've started to collect number plates, you know, the souvenir plates, and I've seen one here for Norway, so I'm going over to the shop to get it, and then I'll go back on the ship. Time now to go and do my sound check. If you've never ever watched any of my videos before, it's a very simple and short process, and of course those of you that have, you know exactly what's going to happen.
ZYXWV, UTS, RQP, OMM, LKJ, IHG, FEDCBA. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay. You happy? Yes, yes.
Look at that for a beautiful view as I walk to the theatre. Stunning. Well, that's me just back from the shows. They went really well. I also got a little clip for you of Joanna with the red violin, so I'll show you that, although it's only very briefly. She's doing a second show in the theatre, I think in a couple of nights' time, and I'll get some better footage then for you. But as promised, you'll see the red violin. Anyway, tomorrow we are in Molde, M-O-L-D-E. I've never been there before. And Joanna is coming ashore with me. We've just arranged that we're going to meet tomorrow and go ashore together. So all of us can go ashore in Molde. See you then. Enjoy Joanna. Well, good morning and welcome to Molde. That view that I've just shown you is what's known as the Molde Panorama. 222 snow-capped mountain peaks, and it is definitely a sight to behold. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm about to head ashore now. I don't think I've ever been here before, I've said that, and when I look, I can't remember having been here. Joanna's not joining me. She has other things now that she's doing. I've been stood up. And of course, I give her an excuse because her husband is the staff captain on the ship. So I think he outranks me, to be fair. But anyway, let's go ashore and explore Molde together. Well, hello and welcome ashore. It is, of course, a Sunday, and I would say that quite a lot of the shops will be closed. And from what I can already glean, quite a lot of the shops are closed. But anyway, I'm not here to shop. I'm here to take you for a walk around Molde. And it seems quite a big town. Yeah. I'm being distracted. Look, okay, here. And down there, across the fjord, well, there's another glimpse of the Molde panorama. Tell you something else that's interesting. This place, Molde, is known as the city. Oh, it's a city. City of roses. It's freezing at the minute, but it seems that the Gulf Stream warms up Molde enough to have a huge display of various variants of roses here in the summer months. We'll come back and see that sometime. Well, I must say I do like a good boardwalk. The sun's trying to come out, and I can well imagine this place in the summer would just be bunged with people. And restaurants, etc. all open. But I'm enjoying it. Love coming to places for the first time. The reason why Molde is so much more modern to look at than the other Norwegian towns that you see with all the wooden houses and the wooden shops, etc., is that during 1940, Molde was heavily bombed during the war. And so when it was rebuilt in a more modern and probably more European fashion than the original Norwegian. Well, as you can see, it's a sleepy Sunday. Most of the shops are closed. Not that many people about here, up in the town area. There's more down at the boardwalk. Well, I found a little coffee shop, sort of supermarket place open. And I went in and treated myself. You all know I love a Red Bull in the morning. So I have that. And a little croissant, and I've sat down. The sun is shining on me, it's pleasant, And here is my view. The Molde panorama. The 222 peaks, which I keep going on about. Norway was a very early adopter of electric vehicles. I think they had huge grants. So when you're crossing the road in Norway, you've got to really be listening, because apart from the sound of the tires, there's no engine noises. This actually is the rose garden here in Molde. There's no roses at the minute, but there are some little flowers. I'll turn that around the other way. I know nothing about flowers. Crocuses? I don't know. What are those? Tell me in the comments below. Lovely with all the roses in bloom here in the summer, wouldn't it? Well, I've got to say I've had a wonderful time here in Molde. Sun is shining, it's fabulous. All the electric cars going past, and all I can hear is the tires. But if you ever come to Norway and Molde is on your itinerary, make sure you take a good long walk around the town, down to the boardwalk, and of course go on the tours that the ships have organised, which is where a lot of people are away to. I'm going to head back to the ship shortly. I'm meeting Joanna tonight, and we're going to see Dean, who is the Freddie Mercury tribute. We're going to see his show. So I'll do what I always do, take a little 5-6 second clip of his show and chat to you later. Well, a very good morning to our first sea day of this particular voyage. We left Molde, I don't know how you pronounce it, last evening, and we're heading now to our next port of call, which is another one that I've never been to before, called Bodo. I think it is Bodo. Anyway, plans for today. Well, I'm going for lunch with Dean Richardson. That is the fellow guest entertainer, the Freddie Mercury tribute. I'll put up a little clip of him right after this. I'm going to lunch with him and the guest speaker, Julian Dinsmore. And also, all being well, Joanna's going to join us for dinner as well. Unless, of course, she gets, what's the word? Orders from the staff captain, which is her husband. Anyway, just leave that there. Tonight it's black tie, and in the theatre it is indeed Joanna's second show. So I'll get some more footage for you in the proper theatre setting. Apart from that, I'm going to have a relaxing day. See you later on. Enjoy a little clip of Freddie. When I look at a fire, well, I've almost reached the end of a perfect day. Lovely relaxing morning, had lunch with the other entertainers, and a quiet afternoon. And now I'm about to go to the theatre to watch Joanna Marie's final show of the voyage. I will put up some clips of that. I hope you enjoy them, and I'll see you tomorrow in the new port for us all, Bodo. And welcome to what is a new port for me, as I keep telling you. It's Bodo here in Norway. Now, we are located above the Arctic Circle, so I have my heated gilet on just in case I need it. And I'm now going to go ashore and bring you with me. I think it's quite a walk to where things are to the centre. I don't know, because I've never been. But sure, let's go and explore it together. And I hope you did enjoy those clips of Joanna Marie's show last night. She was absolutely fabulous. Right, come on. Come on, come on. Right, off we go now on our little voyage of exploration. Let's see what Bodo has to throw up. Now, obviously, if you're on the ship, there are tours that are going here, there, and everywhere. But I'm not, because it's my first time. I like to follow my nose the first time and just see what's on offer. If I'm ever back, I'll probably go on a tour. But anyway, today, it's just you and me into Bodo. Now, because of its location above the Arctic Circle, Bodo is one of the best places in the world for you to witness a horizontal sunset. What's that, I hear you ask? Well, between sort of May and July, I think it is, the sun doesn't actually set. It dips down to the horizon, appears to glide across the horizon, and comes back up again. Hence, of course, the land of the midnight sun. You'll have noticed, of course, the architecture again isn't very Norwegian or Norwegic. I sometimes make up words, but sure, you know that. But the reason for that is, and you remember when I was in Molde, I talked about it was heavily bombed during the war. Well, in 1940, this place was heavily bombed as well, but by the Allies. They made a mistake. Due to bad weather and problems with their navigation, they quite happily dropped bombs here. And so, of course, when the town has been rebuilt from them, it's more bricks and mortar than the wooden Scandinavian style, the buildings that you're used to. But anyway. Now, I have purposely come down to where the fishing boats are, simply because one of the culinary specialities of Bodo is a thing called stockfish. And what it basically is, they catch the fish and they hang them up on like washing lines, and it looks like laundry hanging up. And it can hang there for maybe 2-3 months, and it's just being dried by the Arctic air. No cooking involved at all. But the Arctic air preserves it. And then, of course, when you want to eat it, well, you rehydrate it. They export a lot of it to Italy, where it is a real rare delicacy. So, if you're ever in Italy and you see stockfish, you'll know Bodo is probably the place that it came from. Now, there's none about, because not only can I not see it, but I'm told you could smell it from 500 miles away. Well, not 500 miles. I'm accelerating. I'm exaggerating. But there you go. Look out for that sometime. Stockfish. Well, that was the Bodo Dunkirk, built in 1956, and under the I'm assuming it's a bell tower, is a war memorial for the Second World War. Beautiful inside, isn't it? Now, there was a suggestion that the sun might make an appearance, and in actual fact I can now see it trying to burn through the clouds, and it'll be very welcome because the wind chill here is making it very, very cold, and I'm glad that my heated gilet is doing its job. But I've just stopped off here, taken out a second mortgage. I bought a Red Bull and some I don't know, some just a little chocolate bar. I didn't want it, but I've never seen this at home, so I thought, well, I'll try that. I'm adventurous that way. Let's hope the sun comes out. But I'm enjoying my little sojourn here. This lady that I've shown you, Annie Benani, is actually Bodo's Molly Malone. And she would have, she's described, I've looked her up through the little QR code. She was described as gliding through the streets, humming on her way to sell the juniper that was on her back. So, Annie Benani, Molly Malone. Isn't that fabulous? I remember one of the first times I ever came to Norway, to the Norwegian fjords, I went for a rib ride. And I'll tell you one thing, these guys that drive these boats aren't afraid to speed. And I see some of the guests are getting kitted up to go for a rib ride. It's well worth doing if you're ever here. Not just here in Bodo, but any of the fjords that offer it. Anyway, I've had a great time ashore, if not a little bit chilly. The sun didn't quite materialise. It's still doing its best, but I have to head back to the ship simply because I have to do my last two shows tonight, 8:15 and 10:15. Then I have a sea day tomorrow, and then we arrive in Alicent and I leave and go home. There are loads of tours to do here on the ships, and if you don't just want to walk around the town, well, absolutely, go on a tour. If I'm ever back here, I think I'll go and do the Arctic walkway. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed what you have seen of here. See you later on board. Back on board, time now to go and do my first of the two shows, 8:15 as I said, and 10:15. And well, I always say I hope there's people at the show, but I'm sure there will be. Let's go and have a blast. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to go around the ports and show you all the places. I'm actually here to work, and sometimes I forget that and then I go, oh, I have to work tonight. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Let's go. Well, everybody seems to be going the right way.
What a show, what laughs here this evening at the Curzon Theatre, all the way from Ireland, William Coffey!
Well, good morning, and what can I say? The shows went really well last night, two good audiences, and thanks to Joanna for taking some pictures and a little video. And now it's the last sea day. I have no real plans for today apart from go for lunch with Joanna Marie, and then I suppose I'll have to start packing, because when we get into Alderson tomorrow, well, all guest entertainers have to exit their cabins, have to vacate their cabins by 8 o'clock in the morning. And that's right and proper, and that's because there are other guys and girls flying in who will be tired or will want to get into their cabin, and therefore we exit, the steward sorts it out, and the new people come in. Anyway, I don't know what else I'll do today apart from relax. I know the show tonight that I'm going to see, there's two shows. There's one in the theatre with the cast called Unbelievable. I've seen it a few times before. Unbelievable. And then I'm going to go, what I'm really going to do, I'm going to go down to the back lounge and get some video of Dean's last show. That's Freddie Mercury. And I'm sure you'll have that back room rocking. Okay, see you later, whenever that is. Well, as expected, I had a wonderful, relaxing day today. I met Joanna Marie for lunch, and then this afternoon, of course, I started to pack, and I have that almost done. I've got to put this, what I'm wearing now has to go into the case. And this evening, of course, I went to see Dean doing his second show in the Carmen's Lounge, and I'll put up some clips of that for you right after this. Anyway, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you with me. I hope you've enjoyed coming to Norway and seeing some places that I certainly have never been before, and maybe you have never seen before. And I would highly recommend a Norwegian fjord cruise. I'm heading home in the morning, and I'm at home actually for 2 weeks, which is unusual for me, but I'm looking forward to a little break, recharge the batteries, hopefully if the weather's good, get out on the motorbike, and then I head to join another ship. I join another ship in Southampton and leave it, I think, a week later in Palermo. So you're welcome. I'm inviting you now. Keep an eye out for that video, which obviously will be a while away because I'm 2 weeks at home. I don't think I'll be posting any videos when I'm at home. But can I just say thank you very much for watching this one. Thanks for joining me. And you know what to do. Hit subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and become part of the Travelling Comics little community here at sea, and sometimes at home, on the road, on the motorbike. Anyway, catch you later. Look after yourself, look after your family, and be good. Oh, the light. Does anybody want